Today, I got a special guest on. We're going to dig deep into addiction, alcohol, and how to deal with those demons. So stay locked in.
Just opened this year, and first business was all shut down due to COVID. So it's my second go around. I feel like I'm a true testament of true entrepreneurship, if you will, which is the comeback and knowing how to come back after losing it all, which I think is important too, to touch on that.
That's a great message because a lot of people don't know how to face adversity when it hits them in the face. They give up, they crumble.
I crumbled. I'm not going to lie. I crumbled. That's for sure. I mean, that's, you know, when you do lose everything, you start getting super, super deep into your head, right? And coming back is... it's not easy. It takes a village. It really does. And sometimes it's just getting back up on your feet, but sometimes it does take your friends, your family, your networks, the people who believe in you. You know, I disappeared. I just disappeared. I moved to a whole new country.
You said the hell with the U.S. I'm out of here.
I was done with California. I really was.
I
was
mad.
I was mad. I mean, you know, I had a lot of resentment towards what happened to our state, you know, during COVID. And then the beauty industry was crushed. Absolutely crushed. Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. I was like, wait a minute. So you leave all the supermarket chains open, big box stores, you leave all the fast food chains open, but we can't leave the gyms open what we need?
Thank you.
Not once. You never preach health. You never said, maybe we should go to the gym and strengthen ourselves. But we could be around each other eating and shopping. That's okay, but we can't go to the gym.
No.
That had me angry too.
Yeah. And it's crazy because, you know, not everybody got it, you know, so the people were collecting paychecks still, staying from home, and life is great. You know, you have this big $1 million home and you're not tripping, you're chilling.
Yeah. But
not for a lot of us who had to sell everything, you know, pay back rent and all of that. It was tough. It was a tough time.
I know. I couldn't believe that. Like they, instead of working with you, small business owners, they crushed you guys. It didn't make no sense.
Yeah, and I personally was one of the 2,000 businesses that had to close due to no help. I am a tax-paying citizen, good, you know, never been to jail, nothing like that, and I still got shut down. Had no help, zero help, so I had to pay everything back. So it was not a fun time.
That's the worst part about it. It's not only did they shut you down, you couldn't make no income, but you still got your hand out like you want to get paid. That made no sense. Not just your rent, I'm sure your landlord, but the goddamn state still wants their taxes.
Absolutely.
Make it make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I did talk about this previously on Janine's podcast, but it was like just, that perfect storm where it's just like nothing makes sense to you and you just don't know what to do, you know? And so that's part of my message is how to hopefully educate people. You know, that's my purpose, is to see how to educate people on, like, what do you do when adversity hits you, you know?
Yeah.
Because picking up a drink ain't one of them. I can tell you that. I tried it.
100%, that ain't one of them.
Right?
No.
But I'm with you. I mean, I can only imagine as you guys, you know, gym rats, if you will, right?
Yeah.
Also, it's like, where's my gym? What do I do?
Yeah. Well, lucky for us, we have a home gym in the back of the house. So we're set up. Our gym turned into like a mini gym. We had like a schedule of who's working out when, and we got lucky. We utilized it. But felt bad for a lot of people who couldn't get to the gym because that time period, it really fucked a lot of people up mentally, man. I want to be more of a advocate for mental health. I want to get down that field because I feel like that's my calling, because I've suffered from mental health I get it from my mother. And I can only imagine what some people went through the darkness. And I've been incarcerated, so I can hear. To me, it was a joke. I was like, lockdown. I've been in prison. This is nothing. This is a fucking joke.
Right.
But the people who really never been like that, like they felt trapped in their homes and everything was taken from them. I can only imagine what they went through mentally, especially the kids.
Absolutely. And, you know, I think that's the thing, too, in any kind of mental illness or addiction is it affects everyone differently, not just because that's your roadmap and you knew how to work out at your home. Yeah. More power to you, right? I mean, but not everybody has the tools to know how to work out at home. They let their head get to them and they didn't know what to do other than maybe just watch more TV, you know, pick up a drink. I don't know. You know what I mean? For me, I was working out like crazy in the beginning. I was like, this isn't going to get me. But then once that third month comes, that 6th month comes, and you're like, when is this going to end? You know, screw this, right? And then you give in you give in. I remember just clearly thinking, no, I'm just going to, drink a little bit more, eat a little bit more. I couldn't have that discipline because I'm not in my normal realm, right? So I think it's everybody has a little bit of a different roadmap to get to healthy again. And I think we're all learning that right now, especially after COVID, is how to get it again.
So when you lost it and you felt at your lowest point, what did you do to get it back? How did you climb out of that hole?
Oh, God. That was not easy. I wish I could take all the credit and say it was me. I give a lot of kudos to people who seek self-help, and are able to really do and get out of their funk on their own.
I like that word, the funk. My wife says that. She always says
really?
that. She goes, I'm in a bit of a funk, or she'll say like somebody she knows is in a funk.
Yeah.
Because we all go through funks in life, right?
Right.
You always go through that little period of funk and it sucks. You're like, how do I get out of this shit?
And I think for some of us too, it's never like, at first I was like, ooh, those 30 days, ooh, those 90 days, or, it's like working out too, right? Ooh, I made it to 90, or I made it to, 30 days. I did, my arms back and whatever. It's like whatever goal it is. And then what?
And then what?
Is that the end of the road? You know what? I'll tell you something. It is not. I was talking to myself like that a lot in the beginning of getting it back. Oh, 6 months and then I'm good. No, it doesn't work like that. It's a constant thing, and and I know working out and looking good at our age.
Yes.
There is no end.
Nope.
Right?
None.
You got to keep going.
I've been that since I was 14 years old. I'll be 50 in January.
Yeah.
But I'm here.
So we're literally the same age. I'm 49, yeah.
You're 49 too?
Yeah, I'll be 50 this December.
So you got me beat by a month?
1 month.
What December what?
December 17.
Wow. My sister's the 30th.
Uh-huh. So December's a crazy month. It's like my mom's a 15, I'm 17, my daughter's the 19th. It's like we're jam-packed in December.
Dude, that's crazy. January's like that for us. I got a nephew, he's like the 19th. A close friend of mine's the 20th. I'm the 24th. Janine's the 28th. And I got many more others. I can't think off the top of my head. Hella January babies. But I know a lot of December babies too. You're Capricorn?
No, Sag.
Sag.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Fire. Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, I got
that
Latina
fire.
Latina and it's sign, I guess. Yeah. It's fire on fire.
So, and that's a good message because people probably look at you and was like, wow, you're that age?
Yeah.
Blow them away because society has us painted like we're supposed to be back in the day when we were growing up. Remember how people looked our age?
Oh, good. The Golden Girls. Come on. The Golden Girls.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Jennifer Lopez's and what's her name? Rosie, the girl from Modern Family. She plays the Latina Colombian girl. What's her name? She's gorgeous.
Jennifer Vergara?
Yes, her, right?
There you go.
Sofia Vergara.
Sofia.
Yes.
Sofia. She's Colombian.
Es colombiana, yeah.
Yes.
So these Latinas,
Habla
right?
español también muy bien,
Hablo español, sí. Mi mamá es mexicana, mi papá es argentino. And so siempre me hablaban en español, so siempre. Y también hice mi rehab en Mexico.
Wow, that's crazy.
So my recovery, and I would love to talk about that because a lot of people don't know.
Sure.
I mean, number one, it's like, where did you disappear off to? Where have you been? I bought my business last year, even though it was going through construction, and we talked about this earlier. Imagine what we could have done if we never messed around, right? But having even messed around, I still had these little glimpses of, and when I say messed around, I'm talking about abuse alcohol.
Yes.
I abused alcohol. I used it for the wrong reasons because I was in a funk, and I was vulnerable. Had a lot of stuff going on.
Masking your emotions.
Totally.
For sure.
So many people do, though.
They do.
That's the crazy part. It's like, oh, I know I'm going off tangent, but
That's okay. That's what we're here to do.
This disease, number one, does not discriminate.
No.
I have met some, and not to say nobody isn't amazing because we are all here for a reason, but I have met people that are like-minded, I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Like-minded because, business owners, lawyers, I can hold a conversation, intelligent human beings that have the same issue as I do. There's always this common denominator that we have that, and then at the end of the day too, I can be, walking down a street And I look at some of these, poor people, right? And when I say poor monetarily and mentally or whatever, they are out on the street. And there's a part of me, man, that it just like hurts so bad for them because I'm like, that could be me. I remember walking into rehab and being just so like feisty and angry at the world and didn't want to be there. And I remember saying, I have this, I have that. I still have I have a husband. And this lady turns around, she goes, right now, you haven't lost it yet. And
Ooh, that right there hit you hard, huh?
Heck yeah.
Like, whoa.
Because at the moment, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, yeah, I have lost money. Almost lost my husband. I lost a lot of respect. But going back to how you hold a mirror, also, I don't know if I said it or not, but this disease also allows you to hold a mirror to people's faces. So when a lot of people don't know why they're drinking, you're also holding this idea of, I had somebody say to me, I'm not bitter about it. I think when it happened to me, it felt like a punch in the gut because it was like, these are the consequences of your addiction, alcoholism. She said, I can't work for you. You're an alcoholic. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't even know what to do with that.
You know how to swallow that pill, huh?
Talk
about a gut punch.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Someone I love, someone has worked for me for a long time. And part of it was, it's hard. I don't know how you're going to do it. I can't stay sober for 30 days. Ofelia, how are you going to do it? And I was like, wow. So in retrospect, there's all kinds of people who have perceptions of that particular conversation. My ultimate perception was it just wasn't supposed to be. That person wasn't supposed to work for me, period. I love her, still love her. But if she couldn't stay sober for 30 days, that's all right. That's just maybe not somebody I need in my close realm right now. Because, I'm still, not still, I would hope to say I got it, this time. I just know that I can't drink. It is, and I'm here to educate people. I am here to let people know this is a progressive disease.
It is.
And I'm glad that you're saying that and agree because I had a friend say, stop playing the violin for yourself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop drinking. What the heck?
It's not that easy. Easier said than done.
Another gut punch from someone I love.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, is that rude? Is that how do I feel about that?
Now, I don't know if this is the same thing or me to cut you off. It's like looking at a obese, overweight person, be like, stop fucking eating, you F-ass. How do you think that's going to make that person feel? It's not going to help them. You're going to knock them down even more. They know they're overweight. They know they're obese. They feel like shit, but that's not going to uplift them. It's tough. There's a fine line. You want to call someone out. They still got to eat. They still got to survive. They just don't know what to do. They're stuck in a rut, like a funk. They don't know how to get out of that funk. They're stuck. They're like a prisoner in their own body that they don't know how to get out of.
Right. That's another addiction, a form of addiction. I know someone who has a chocolate addiction. I know, you wonder why alcoholics, clearly you go to an AA meeting and they're all smoking. Oh my God, are they smoking? I mean, a lot.
I went to one here in San Jose, same thing. And what I noticed, I went one time just to see. A friend of mine invited me. He's been at it for years. What I noticed is these people haven't fixed themselves.
Right.
They got away from the alcohol. But I wasn't trying to judge, but I was watching what they're ordering and eating. And one dude had a stack of pancakes. He's drizzling probably 1,000 calories of syrup on him. He doesn't realize he kept more and more. And these guys were down in coffee after coffee after coffee. And then the men were up there blasting their wife or the women in their life. I'm like, these guys are still angry. They haven't fixed themselves. They just got away from that vice, but they have some other deeper issues they need to fix. I paid attention. I took notes, and I go, I don't want to judge them, but this group ain't for me. I get up early, 4 or 5 a.m. I'm in the gym. I take care of myself. I'm on a different wavelength. Yeah. These ain't my kind of folks, Again, not to judge them. I know they're getting away from that, but they also picked up other bad things, and they're still angry. They still haven't fixed themselves.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and I would never want to categorize all AA because I have met some amazing people too, right? I mean, but that is part of like you said, fixing yourself, like making amends, writing down your resentments. Who are you angry with? Why are you behaving that way? But, addiction can be replaced. And I would just love to quickly plug in where I did my recovery, since we were talking about Mexico, because
100%.
Because, if you are struggling, I don't want it to get away from me. If you are struggling, there are affordable options. I do like to call it like the Lindsay Lohans for the Malibu for Lindsay Lohans in Mexico, though. Green juices, yoga, customized, food, and Life Oasis Vallarta was where I did a lot of my recovery. And so some people...
Life Oasis Vallarta?
Yeah, .com. Yeah.
Nice.
Kelly is the owner, and I'm still friends with her. She's so dear. And it's those seeds that are planted by people who really care about other human beings, wanting to get them on the right track.
Yeah.
And when I finished that time of my life last year, another thing was... what makes people stop? Some people will stop for their marriage. Some people will stop for their kids. It depends. Some people, when it's really bad, won't stop unless it's like life and death. I know you had an experience like that, and I'm so happy to know that you didn't have to go to an AA meeting, but it does work for a lot of people. It does. It certainly does. It allows people to have kind of like a roadmap on how to get better.
Yeah.
But that takes some serious willpower. Like I said earlier, like I give my hats off to people who can get better without getting out of their funk, without having to spend a lot of money. And it's that willpower, that drive inside of us, right?
Well, somebody said it best. There's a dude that I'll follow online. And he said, addicts are the most successful people on planet Earth. It's like, the fuck is this guy talking about? And he goes... If you replace that addiction, because they said addicts will go through fire, razor wire fence, whatever, brick walls, run through the wall, whatever, to get that fix. It does not matter. They're going to get that fix. It doesn't matter if it costs them their life. So if you switch that mindset into success, you go after success, then you can't stop them, because we're addicts. We're addictive people. Right. So what we do is we flip that into like our bodies, like success or financial, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You get changed as a person.
Yeah.
You just flip your mindset. The mind is crazy. All you got to do is change that mindset.
I love that. It's true. I would agree with you for sure. And I think when you fog that mindset, all you're doing is fogging it, right? You're delaying your future, what you're destined to do. I mean, there's no doubt, without a shadow of a doubt now, because you can't make it up. You can't make the stories up that happen to some of us. I could look at you, someone could look at me and go, what? I mean, I've had that happen too, where I'm like, no way, that person did not do that. Like when you're judging a book by its cover, but again, it doesn't discriminate. And I don't know where I was going with that, but go ahead.
And going back to the people, we always throw rocks at glass houses and judge. So we have a homeless epidemic in San Jose, in California, as you see.
God, it's crazy.
So people who have issues like you and I probably judge those people and think, well, I'm not like them.
Right.
Because I know a family member who's lost his marriage over it, judging those people on the street. Well, I have a house, I work, blah, blah, blah.
Same thing.
Check this out. Some of those people were probably 10 times more successful than you. Probably were multimillionaires at one point. Now they're that because they lost it all. They do drugs.
Right.
It doesn't matter who you are. Like you said, it doesn't discriminate.
Nope.
So you shouldn't judge those people out there, because that could be you one day. I thought about that too. Like, damn, that could have been me one day like them. It happens. And it's sad when I see kids, like my stepkids' ages, that are now out there, mental health, out of their mind, drugs. It's sad. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing more and more of it. Before, it was an older person, like our age or older.
Right.
Not no more. It's a different era.
Especially and it gets a hold of you so quickly. Like, and some of us, and I don't know about you, I don't know exactly all the drugs you've used or whatever, but
lots.
Yeah. But the majority of the population, right, isn't going to say, "Oh, I want a hit of that crack." I'm like, oh, heck no.
Yeah, of course.
You don't do crack. That's addicting.
Bad.
And so a lot of people think that way. But for me, and I'm here to let people know, when I drink, I want more. And there is no stopping me. And everyone, again, has a perception of, should my friends have done this? My friend barely got it. She's my best friend, and she barely got it. And it took her a year of me seeing me go up and down on a little bit of a roller coaster ride to get to where I'm at now, which is I can't drink.
Yeah.
That is powerful. And it's not even mourning the loss of the idea like, hey, next time we go out to dinner, I'm not going to drink. It's more than that. I'm talking about the subconscious level of even fantasizing about it. I went somewhere and I ran into somebody in Mexico, and he's like, oh, you could just forget about it, that idea. Don't even toy with it. In Spanish, me dice, olvídate de eso.
Sí.
Ni lo pienses. Ni
Exactly.
lo pienses. Olvídate.
Yeah.
And, and that means like, forget about it. Forget about it. And when he said it, it hit me like another, like drop the mic moment, because I thought, I can't even toy with the idea anymore.
No.
Because that one drink will lead into a bottle of wine and lead me with a missing persons report. And you cannot make it up. The last time I saw you guys, I had just...
I heard. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I was like, what? Her? See what I'm saying? Like, look, people see you, successful businesswoman. You take care of yourself. But it can hit any of us. Even me, when I went through... So I'll elaborate. So when I went through my little mental health addiction, Xanax, I was super addicted. People were like telling Janine, which is my wife, was like, no way, not Mike. How? How's that? Look at him. He's a beast. How's that possible? They don't know my family history.
Right.
So check this out. This is what's crazy is my mother tried to commit suicide. Ironically, I was the same age as her when she tried to commit suicide. And when I asked the psychiatrist, like, she was interviewing me after I came out of all that at the Nut House. She was, did anyone in your house ever try to commit suicide? Your family was like, oh, yeah, my mother, but we're already alive. And she was, chances are she either attempted it when she was before you guys were born, or in the subconscious was thinking about it, because my brother used to get suicidal thoughts, which was crazy. Yeah. So I was like, I never fucking thought about that. I started looking into it, like, what? We can inherit that? I didn't know. It was crazy. So it woke me up like, holy shit. I never thought in a million years. If you would have told me, like, one day you're going to try to take your life, I would have laughed like, yeah, right.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is there's no face of how this stuff can hit us. It doesn't matter. Anybody.
It doesn't matter. For me, drinking was just a part of my normal world, from my father being from Argentina. And it was like, you have a glass of wine with
second
dinner.
Nature.
It's no big deal. And then it was always social drinking and totally normal. But it was when the why happened. It was to take the edge off. And it was to make the days go by faster. And, during COVID. And then it just got really dark, really, really dark. And so, then I started looking into it more and more, like, is, alcoholism. Oh, you hear this cousin did this cousin did that. There's all these like little things, right? And then I'm like, oh, this totally runs in our family. Yeah. I may not have been as older like my father when he was clearly drinking and abusing it to take care of my mom. There's issues, right? And the whys, right? Take the edge off, take the edge off.
Of course.
Mine started younger than my father, and my best friend just got it, as far as like understands the disease. I have another friend, thank God, for some of my tribe, my lifelines, I call them. But, her father died from alcoholism. It's like, and she was always so supportive, but you never know. Some people will get it and some people don't. My goal right now is to just educate people.
Yeah.
And how to be there for people like us too, because it's a movement for them as well. How to be a friend, and sometimes we can't, as the addict or alcoholic, allow those people in our lives because they might make us stumble. Maybe they're even enablers in some cases. We don't know, right? Motives, but for us, it's life and death. That's a huge difference. Like, we will die if we continue down that path. And I think there was a moment of clarity for me where I was like, yeah, I can see. I will abuse it where I haven't eaten for 5 days. I don't know where I'm at. I'm in a blackout. That's not okay. That's not normal. That is someone who has an issue. I wouldn't go eat a peanut if I knew I was allergic to. I know that's silly, to compare. Mine just happens to be alcohol and the fact that it will take me to a very dark place and ultimately death. I had that God moment. I don't know what you believe in, but I'm a Jesus freak. And I had that moment where he said, it's not today. You're not dying today. Not today. Get up. And
a little voice in your head, huh?
Yeah, that little still small voice. And I just remember going like, I got to go. I can't stay here. If I stay here, I will think bad things will happen.
Yeah.
You know, and I just remember getting up and started to call people and they found me. Yeah. But not a good look. No. I will say that. It's not a good look. You know, I was just telling the story.
Especially when you see yourself in the mirror. If you ever remember seeing yourself.
They took a picture of me.
Scary.
My son took a picture of me. I looked like Tammy Faye Baker on a bad day.
Wow.
One eyelash going this way, the other one going that way. I mean, it's funny. I'm laughing because it's an uncomfortable laugh.
Yeah.
It's not funny. You know, I scared the shit out of everyone. You know, my kids don't know where I'm at. You know, husband's like, what the heck? You know.
I'd be freaked out.
Yeah. I heard that something like that happened to you, right?
Yes.
You disappeared too.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There's that common denominator. Like, what? Like, you have a wife. She loves you, clearly. I know Janine, you know, and I can't wait to talk to her too. But it's like we have all these people that love us. I have so much to lose.
Yeah. You're a mom, you have children.
I got goosebumps. Like, seriously, like, I have so much to lose.
Why don't people understand that? It's like the one thing that people get mad about, and I've seen it time and time, like, oh, you're boring, or why don't you drink? Like, motherfucker, don't you know that this could possibly kill me, fool? Like, don't you know I'm an addict? Like, talking to an addict. Like, what are they thinking sometimes? They don't have no compassion.
No compassion, but, you know, like, I'm laughing because I heard something funny. You might have seen this too. The guy goes, you know, we're in a group, people, and someone says, what do you mean you don't drink? And he's like, because I don't want to put poison into my body.
True. That's what it is. It's a toxin.
It's like, and then people will be like, wait, what? You know, it's such a big deal. But it's the same person. He's a comedian, so he delivers it much better.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, man, I don't drink water. Oh, that's cool. You know, nobody trips out. It's like, how ridiculous is it that we have to explain ourselves that we don't drink alcohol, you know?
Yeah. It's funny.
They
celebrate it, right? They're okay with it. They're okay with you killing yourselves. They love you when you're alive.
Right.
But guess what? Then you're in the casket. Oh, Ofelia was a good person. I wish I could have helped and been there more. Shut your lying ass up, because you didn't love her when she was alive. Why don't you tell this when she was alive? Why don't you try to help her? Now you want to help? Get out of here. I hate these hypocrites and these bullshitters out here. They're all fake.
You're preaching. Oh,
you know what
Lord.
I'm saying? Because I'm tired of it, because they always come with some bullshit. And it's like, listen, when I have the Diet Coke, the chemical police come, well, what about the aspartame or aspartame? Or what about this? Well, what about that drink you're drinking, homie, that margarita full of poison, full of tequila?
Right?
That's taxing your liver, taxing your organs, taxing your brain, taxing your blood. There's way more studies coming out on this stuff.
Do you talk to people like that?
Yeah, I will.
Sometimes?
For sure.
Yeah.
I clown them because I educate them, because I learn. I'm in the space. I'm a coach. I'm a trainer.
I love that. No, it's funny.
It has zero benefits, and I am a NASM certified motherfucking trainer. I got the education behind it. So,
I love that.
Zero benefits.
You know what? I had this conversation with my daughter in Mexico just a couple days ago. I just got off a plane yesterday, and she does not drink when I'm around. I mean, she may have a drink when her husband's around or something, but we just don't drink. And we are so freaking hyper and funny together. It's hilarious. Yeah. Like, we are on a natural freaking high. And we talked about that. Like, why do I have to explain myself? And I go, we don't. And she goes, next time I am going to be rude to someone, because I just don't want to look sloppy and ugly and my mascara running down my face like you, bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Like, what?
But what about restaurants?
Yeah.
I don't want to go off on a different subject. What about restaurants? Check this out. Got into it. Not into it, but there was a young raider down here. I won't mention the restaurant. Go to sit down, eat with Janine. You know, want the menu. His fool pulls down the drink.
Yep.
Then the drink menu. Then he's going to tell me the specials, and I go, I'm okay. I don't drink. Uh-huh. Then he goes to like pursue me to like blah 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 blah. I said, hey kid, I'm only gonna tell you one more time. I don't drink.
Right.
End the conversation there.
Right.
How do you know I'm not? I was ready to snap. He caught me in a good mood. I should have said, how do you know I'm not a recovering alcoholic?
Right.
How do you know if this stuff won't kill me? You guys shouldn't even put that. You should be like, ask them, do you guys drink or anything? Restaurants need to switch that up.
You're about to kill the messenger.
Oh, man, because he was trying to, I get it. Restaurants are trying to make money off alcohol. That's their biggest money maker. But at the same time, what restaurants, and hopefully some restaurant owners listen to this, is what you need to realize is you could kill that person. You don't know. One drink could send them down. They think like it's harmless.
Right.
One drink It's no big deal. Okay, you don't know that. Like for you, one drink will send you to another oblivion.
Oblivion, completely. I mean, I'm in the south of France 1 minute, and then I'm like on Monterey Highway. And for everybody in the Bay Area, that's not a good place.
No, it's not a good place at all. It's a dangerous place.
It is danger.
Like,
yeah.
Think about what could have happened to you.
Oh, you know,
many...
one of my good friends, you know, and I do go to AA meetings, by the way. It has been an outlet for me because I am an early bird like you. I work out in the morning and then I go to a meeting, and I needed to know that there was other people, women like me.
Yeah.
Because I was like kind of jaded by other countries, and you know, I'm a traveler, so I would go to some of these meetings. I'm like, oh God, these people are really bad. You know, again, there I go judging. Those are the crackhead women, you know, like I don't belong here. But then now I have just been able to feel that calm, like I'm not alone. There are other women like me. And so, you know, I've met amazing women. Where was I going with that? Anyway, just bad side of the road.
Why you need to go to AA and what kind of women you meet and people, friendships you make, and you realize I'm not alone in this. There could be other entrepreneurs there too. You're not the only one.
You know, I'm not the only one. Again, doesn't discriminate. Doesn't care how much money you have. It's when that switch goes off in the brain that tells you that drinking is okay and the way to escape your problems. You know, for me, it progressed quickly. So that's one thing I'm thankful of. I do hear some people being out on the streets for 7 years after not picking up for 15 or something ridiculous, you know, crazy, which sounds amazing because I can't even imagine not drinking right now for over a year. Like, I haven't gotten there yet. But I have been on this self-discovery journey, which was not AA. It was just about knowing that I can't drink again, like not wanting to, because there was nothing positive that came out of it. Nothing. I gained weight for my vanity. I gained weight. I'm, not as cute. It
ages you.
Yeah.
Like you said, you're not on your fitness.
Nope.
You gain weight. You're probably lacking on your business.
Absolutely.
You're lacking on your personal development. You know, it just all negatives.
All negatives. There's nothing positive. There's a huge movement, though. You know, like which I think is really cool right now is I don't know. I saw something about sober bars. You know, like where they're doing like more like a loungy area that looks like a mocktail lounge, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know if this is just for propaganda and money and whatever. It doesn't matter though. I'm just like whatever. You know, it might maybe I don't know. Sugar's another aspect, I know for you guys, but you know, like let's watch the sugar intake.
Yeah.
But the fact that we are going to create environments for people to enjoy themselves, you know, without alcohol, I think is really just cool in general. You know, we did a Christmas party without alcohol. You know, last year my daughter threw one, and I thought that was really fun. And you know, another crazy part, you see the people sneaking the alcohol. Who's got the problem if you can't stop for a couple hours? Just saying.
What's the definition of an addict? You can't give something up, you're an addict. And it took me, I don't know when you realized that you're an addict, but it took me mid 40s to realize it. I was in denial. So I took a class. It's called the RDAP program, Residential Drug Aftercare Program. It was 9 months long in federal prison. It was for addicts. Wow. I signed up, took it. I went with the intention. I'm gonna be honest, straight up. I'm not gonna. I went with the intention like, oh fuck, this is gonna get me out 8-9 months early for doing this.
Right.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna take this class.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in here with these fucking junkies and these meth heads and these heroin dudes. You know, I'm passing judgment on them. Here I am. I'm an inmate like these guys. I work out. I've always been physically fit. I didn't realize I was an addict back then. I didn't know it. It took me so many years later to realize, like, holy shit. Even when I got out, I was clean for a little bit. And I tell this story. What brought me back to the old me, what brought the old me out of me, my friends invited me after I got out. I was out for like 6 months or so a year. They invited me to San Francisco. They threw like a little homecoming party. We started at the bar. I had a drink or two. Ended up in the strip club. Wilding out. They brought the old Mike back. Right. After that, I started fucking partying again.
Yep.
They brought that guy out again.
Right.
I wanted that high again. After I left it alone, it was the best feeling of 3 years of my life, clean, sober.
Damn. Yeah.
Did so good, then I got out and I went back to the old me.
And that's the thing is like, you don't know the next time you jump on that roller coaster if you're really going to be able to get off.
Yeah.
You know, that scares the crap out of me.
Of course.
It really does, because this last time that I chose to drink, it was because I still had the fantasy in my head, you know? And that's where you realize you really got to work deep into those subconscious thoughts, you know? Because one thing is saying, I'm never going to drink again. I'll always be in shape. You know, I'll always eat right, or, you know, just whatever it is that you're just thinking and saying very nonchalantly.
Yeah.
It's deeper than that.
Oh, yeah.
It's knowing I want to take care of myself. You know,
Yeah.
I want to get rid of these toxins in my body. Why? Because I know I think clearer. I know that I have more energy. I know this about myself. So therefore, I will continue to work out. I want to have, you know, vanity purposes, nicer legs or nice legs. I mean, anyway, the roller coaster.
And you want
is
your
bad.
energy to be vibing.
Yeah.
When you're fucked up, you're down here. You're way at the bottom.
Totally.
When you're clean and sober, clear, you're vibing up here, and people know that.
Yep.
So which Ofelia they want to be with, this one right here or this one right here? You got to think about that.
Right. I mean, I have so much more energy now that it's crazy. Like, I even had a B12 shot, and my daughter goes, "Are you sure you need that, Mom?" You know, because I do. I have way more energy because the toxins aren't lingering in the body.
Yes.
You know, another thing that we do at my salon is a lymphatic massage. And some people are just like, oh, I'm not, you know, drinking that Kool-Aid. That sounds stupid. It is so true. Like, getting rid of the toxins in the body, you know, where you hold on to the lymph nodes, you know, the
lymph
body,
nodes,
right?
yes.
The lymph nodes, they hold a lot of toxins.
Yes, they do.
And so now that I'm older, I not only just want to make a woman feel pretty, but I want them to feel great. You know, it's like it all goes hand in hand. You know, it's like working out with cool gym clothes. Like, some people like looking and flexing in the mirror with their cool clothes on, and I get that. You know, like, don't go when you're scrappy and looking funny. It's something you're not as motivated, right?
Yeah.
Somebody wise once told me that about working out. Like, get dressed up to go to the gym.
Yes.
It's fun.
It is.
You know,
and you got your cute gym clothes on and all that.
And so
Janine does that. She has her little outfits.
Totally, I can see that. Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think gravitates me to you guys is it's all connected. It's the mind, body, soul. You know, maybe
it is.
Maybe before it was just to look prettier, or how can I help a woman look 10 years younger. Now I see the benefits of the facial yoga. My mom was so ahead of her time too. You know, I mean, she was practicing all these things when I was a kid. So now I get to implement all the things that I know and have researched, just like you, when it comes to, you know, the body and the physique, is beauty tips and all that stuff. But the toxins in our body are huge. You know, you can not drink all week, and as soon as you put those 5 margaritas from your girls' night out, guess what do you have to do? You have to go get an IV the next day, which we offer, by the way. An IV. A
B12?
A B12 and IV. You know, like IVs, like when you go to Mexico and you go get your hangover IVs, we do all that. But we do it for radiance, and we do all this fun stuff.
So you don't need to do a IV just to be hungover. You could just IV just
for
IV.
radiance. We Myers cocktails. We do like a combination of everything so that you have more energy. All of that stuff. Yeah. So I have a doctor that I work with now as well, and so that's part of my business that is growing, and I like to call it the promises. You know, when you are staying on that path of what you're destined to do. But I like to think of things beyond the soul connection.
Yeah.
You know, no coincidences. We talked about that earlier, right? Before. Nothing doesn't happen for a reason. You know, everything gets turned around for good. I like to think of things and just know that there's a deeper connection to our soul. What you think is who you are, you know, all
That's
of that
true.
stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's kind of like that song, I Want to Be a Billionaire. Well, yeah, but are you a good person? You know, because I can think that too. You know?
Yeah.
What do I do to give back? What's the service that you provide to your community?
Yeah.
How do you help people? I mean, you and I always joke around about, let's save some lives. I do. My heart really goes out to people who don't get it, you know, and you never know what seed is going to be planted. And for me, educating the normal people, if you will, this is not, like cry me a river kind of thing. This is life and death. You know, that is the seriousness of this disease. It is taking people out. How come nobody's talking about this? Like, seriously?
I know why.
Get number one maker, right?
I know why.
Money? Why?
There you go.
Yeah.
The alcohol companies don't want that to get out. You got to understand, every time I turn on the TV, I forget the celebrity name, Latino dude. He's trying to look all cool and says cerveza más fina, and he's got his Corona looking all cool. My mouth waters. I love a fucking cold Corona. I love michelada.
But there's 0% alcohol ones too, right?
I know, but I'd rather just not even.
You don't even go there? Okay. What is the point, right? I don't know.
He's showing on TV, like, look, I'm a cool old man. I'm drinking. It's cool to drink. That's the message that I get from when I see these commercials.
Right.
Or the guy from Dos Equis, the man of many mysteries. So they put these commercials on to like, oh, it's okay. It's cool. Have a drink. Yeah.
Right.
Let the stress out. Well, why not go bust out a workout? Why not go bust out burpees?
Totally.
Why not, why not go run sprints? Why not go do something else that's more good for your body? Why do you have to drink?
Right.
But it's just, I get it, man. This country operates, we're money hungry.
Number one, money, right? Pharmaceutical stuff too, right? I mean,
yeah.
As I was healing, would you consider yourself, I have a question, like a recovered addict or recovering, or addict, someone who still struggles? I don't know. Because I've heard
that is
different.
A very good question. So the last addiction I had was marijuana, which was hard to give up. That's a whole other topic for itself, but I'll talk about it a little bit because a lot of people came for me on this one. Marijuana is a drug, folks, and it's addicting. It took me a month of going through withdrawals, mood swings. I couldn't sleep right. I could barely do the podcast. I didn't have the energy. It was weird, but I had to fight it off. I love marijuana more than anything. I almost cried. I damn near cried the night I gave it up. I knew it. I made a choice in my head. Halloween night, I'm giving out candy to the kids, and I'm blasting the bong, and I'm giving out candy, and this is the last night. I'm like, this is the last night. I kept telling myself, this is it. Enjoy while you can, but we're fucking going cold turkey.
You just made me swallow really hard.
It was hard. I love that plant. Trust me. And I always thought that, it's just a plant, and God put it on earth for a reason. It's good for our mental health. Wrong. All lies. It made my anxiety higher. Made me an overthinker, made me more panicky, no, it's not as good as what people think it is. It's a lie.
You know what? You're saying something really interesting that triggers me too, because this last time I decided to just get off of everything, like any pill that had been prescribed to me because I was suffering from anxiety. But no, I was just drinking.
Cortisol levels are elevated when you drink, by the way, people, and anxiety goes through the roof. People don't realize that. If you drink on a Friday, Saturday, come Monday, and your anxiety's...
Calling to work sick on Monday. How many people do that? Oh, my God.
All the time.
All the time. I got in my emotions this time because I knew without a shadow of a doubt I cannot drink again. I don't want to. I don't know what road that's going to take me down. And I had to mourn the idea. And then after mourning the idea of it, was I was crying, and I was holding on my seat, like you said, the sweats and this feeling of what is going on in me? And I'm not okay sitting in this I don't know feeling, what is wrong with me? And it could be any addiction, right? That's why, again, that's why people pick up cigarettes, another freaking poison. Too many coffees. We talked about that.
I did that too a little bit after my weed addiction. Over
Red Bulls. I drank
caffeine.
6 Red Bulls one day.
Whoa, you're trying to give yourself a heart attack, girl. You crazy?
I know.
It's dangerous.
Because I didn't want to feel whatever it is I was feeling.
Yeah. Did you have withdrawals real bad? Like night sweats, night terrors, anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, I was like, this has to stop. I am so uncomfortable in my skin right now that I need to drink 6 Red Bulls to give me something else that I don't want to feel, because I don't want to feel whatever it is I'm feeling. And so like you, that sadness that kicks in, I can't drink this anymore. Stop. Ofelia, stop this little madness that you're in. Another morning. It's like a loss as you're chipping away at your body, trying to mold it into something beautiful. You're chipping at it and just putting it away, just be gone. Just bury that shit. Don't even think about it. It's not an option anymore.
Yeah, and I had been smoking weed since a teenager. Imagine that. Till last year.
Every day?
Not every day. I had my moments in high school where I fucked off 9th grade, got kicked out of high school. I barely went to class, smoking every day, trying to be cool. Smoked from the 10th to the... I gave it up around 17, 18 because I started pursuing bodybuilding. So I gave it up till about... from 18 till about 24, 25, and I forgot how I got back in it, but they brought that demon back out of me. That's the problem is I never knew that I had that back then. I never knew. And my mother, God bless her soul, she was trying to keep us kids away from drinking. Why? Because my grandfather was a raging alcoholic, so she was afraid that one of us would become like him.
Right.
She knew better. Moms know better. I didn't know what she was trying to do. I thought she was like just being a nuisance. Like, leave me alone, Mom. She'd check my breath when I come home from with the homies drinking. Like,
she's smart.
Arturo, your son's been drinking. I said, no, I haven't. I run to the bathroom and brush my teeth and mouthwash and try to be slick. She knew. But she was trying to protect me. She knew. She had intuition. She knew.
That I love that because, as parents and as adults, we do have a responsibility. One thing is not wanting our kids to drink before they're 21. But now it's really cool to see my cousins and starting to train their teenagers and their young ones. And even my own daughter my youngest daughter does not drink. Because it runs in the family. And so when it runs in the family, you never know who it's going to tag.
No, you don't.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, God, that makes, it's like, that makes me want to cry because, again, you can take the smart and you hear people, oh, he's so smart. He's so good looking. He's, she's so this, she's so that. It doesn't matter, you guys. It does not freaking matter.
Nope, doesn't matter.
It does not. You don't know who's going to tag you, when it's going to tag you. And I would love to preach that message to our young generation. And right now my son's having a baby literally today.
Congrats. I know you don't want to be called grandma, but
no, I'll be Fifi.
There you go.
It's telling them, and I've seen it happen in my kids, where it's gotten to that point where they have made conscious decisions for themselves because they've seen what it does to me. The youngest won't drink. And now there's a movement happening within my family to educate the young ones. And I'm talking like maybe 15 and younger. Yeah. Saying, not look at your uncle who died on the street, okay? Look at your auntie, Ofelia, who has this and this and this and has got it going on in a way, right? Or if you want to say it that way.
Yes.
It can happen.
Yep.
Look at what she just went through. I had to check myself into rehab to get to my daughter's wedding. Not even that was good enough, by the way, Mike. I mean, I know you did this for yourself, right? I mean, you got clean and sober for yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I wanted to be a better coach, better person, better husband, just more present.
Somebody told me, present. I love that. Somebody told me, because inside of me last year, I thought, I got this. But I didn't really. I had to check myself into rehab to make it to my daughter's wedding in the safe 4 corners called Life Oasis Vallarta to be managed. Why? Because I wasn't ready to do it for myself. I did it for my daughter. I did it, and I told someone else this, and this is where I think education, again, is key, is the more power we know, the more info we know and how we can pass it down. You never know what nugget somebody's going to take. Some guy was getting clean for his daughter so that he could see her again. And I looked right at him and I said, you got to do this for you.
True, for you.
For you. And I know it's selfish, but again, it goes back to that life mask. You can't save your kids when you can't save yourself first.
Yep.
And when my husband asked me for a divorce, I know I'm going to get into relationships hopefully with Janine because I love the fact that I get to, with both of you guys, to see both.
What touch on that? I want to touch on that. So how did because I remember you mentioned it that day.
We were at the detox party.
At the pool party.
At the pool party.
And I thought to myself, like, it's cool seeing you, girl, but what the fuck are you doing here surrounded by all this shit? That's what I thought to myself.
I don't know why
How did you handle that?
I didn't know what. Sometimes in the pit of my gut, there's something I'm supposed to do, and I don't know why. Yeah. I just know that I'm supposed to go. Yeah. I was uncomfortable. I will tell you, I was not white knuckling it like I wanted to drink. I was just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know why, Mike. Maybe it was so that certain people could meet each other because Rochelle got something really cool out of the Puerto Rican food truck, got something really cool out of meeting the cigar guy, divine interventions. Yes. I don't know what it is. Maybe I needed to go see you guys that day, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
See another healthy couple and just be like, I don't know. I can't tell you what the
That's a good way of looking at it, though.
Yeah, I like to flip things a lot.
Yeah.
I like to flip things around. when somebody's got a vendetta against me, which I have had, I get to say, thank God I'm not her. Thank God I don't have to be that person, and I know how to forgive and move on, or be like, peace out, good riddance.
Yeah.
You don't want to be my friend? Cool.
See ya.
Cool. I don't.
Move on.
Yeah, I got. There's a better friend coming along, or whatever. I mean, I like to flip things a lot because why was I there?
You put yourself in some major adversity.
I did.
That's for sure.
I did. It was a pool party with a lot of alcohol
everywhere.
And,
now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me pause you on that thought.
Yeah.
Did the smell at all of the alcohol tempt you?
Right
or
now,
the
it makes
drinks?
me want to gag.
Okay. So what's the temptation? The drink itself, or
The fantasy.
like in your brain? I like to hear from different people.
Yeah, I will fantasize about a wine, red wine with a steak. I met my husband, and there was nothing wrong with wining and dining.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I know. Been there, done that too.
We had a great time getting
Same
to
here.
know each other.
Yeah.
In those years until it wasn't. Until it was COVID, until it was like, oh, pop a mimosa, it's early in the morning, and I didn't started to realize I could not stop.
Now, is this mimosa on a daily basis?
Geez, I mean, I can't think of a few days where I didn't drink.
That's when you know. When you do that, that's when you know you're in trouble. So for me, I used to be just a nighttime weed smoker. Just to relax, help me go to sleep, calm down. Mm-hmm. It spiraled into fucking daily, wake and bake. I gotta get up, I drink my coffee first, wake up. Before I hit the gym, then I go smash a bowl, kill a bowl.
Right.
That's a problem.
Right.
That's a major problem. That's when you know, and I'm in denial. That's when you know you're an addict. And I know Janine wanted peace in the house. She didn't want to fight, but I know it bothered her deep down. I know she didn't like that. Mm-hmm. That's just, first off, that smells annoying for someone who doesn't smoke. Second, I'm just not all there present. I'm like a zombie. I'm going through the motions of life, but I'm not. If that makes sense, the day's just going by, not getting things I should be getting done.
Absolutely.
So that's when I knew. I was like, fuck, this got me. This fucking thing got me.
Yeah, and did you feel like you just had an aha moment, or because
I told myself I needed to grow up. It's time to grow up, Mike. I was 48 years old last year.
Okay.
I've been doing this since I was a teenager on and off.
So this just happened?
Last Halloween. This Halloween being my year.
Okay, so is it me or not? I don't know. I'm the outsider looking in to you guys and what I see, but would you say you're in better shape now? That's what I see.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
much. After you gave up the weed, you got in better shape.
More mental clarity.
Right?
More physically sharper in the mind.
Yeah.
More present.
Because I can see, I know Janine, I mean, both of you guys like to talk about, help people with their, their stuff, get them in a better physical condition, your guys' passion. But yeah, that's what I noticed was I was like, wow, they're really going after it. That's awesome. To see that. I'm going to turn 50, so it's my personal goal is to see how much more I can get into the gym and weight lift, because yoga is more of my passion.
Gotta weight lift, girl.
I know, 100%. Weight lift, yeah, for
you
sure.
Why you want strong body? So when you're older, you want balance. Obviously, you're going to have from yoga, but you want strong body in order to lift things. Just move, be mobile,
Yeah. No, I do know that. It's weightlifting. And I always have been somewhat of a weightlifter, just never consistent enough, I think.
Yeah.
To make it so that it's my body knows certain muscle memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how did that, when you got slapped with that divorce?
Ooh.
What was that like?
God.
Man, that had to be tough right there.
This is where my faith really comes in, because, that soul, body, mind, soul connection, that was tough. That's when I started to go, wow, these are the consequences. Now,
let's be honest. Keep it real.
Yeah.
Did you blame her or blame yourself? I want you to be 100% honest.
Blame him?
Blame him for that or blame yourself? Were you in denial or oh, fuck him, he doesn't have my back? Or did you look into yourself?
Clearly both. There's both. At first you want to point the finger for sure. And so do the perceptions out there. My friends, my family, well, he didn't do this, or she didn't do that, or you didn't do, there's a lot of blaming. Everybody wants to go, it wasn't me.
I know.
Right?
It wasn't me, yeah. That's so true.
Like that song, right? It
That's
wasn't
funny.
me.
Yeah, yeah. That's so true.
You know, we just do. That's human nature to get defensive too sometimes, right? But in this roadmap called recovery, you know, you learn to chip away at yourself. And I really just gave it to God. I just said, this is too much. Not only am I going to die, you know, what's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is a death.
Death, 100%. Nothing else matters.
Nothing else matters. So for me, knowing that it wasn't my time to die, and I say this very casually, but that's the truth. This disease will get me, and that's what's keeping me straight. My father-in-law's mother died from this disease, and it's
You're said again? Who?
my father-in-law, my husband's father,
Okay.
his mother, passed away from this disease.
Wow.
And even then, you know, it's perception is always different. Well, you can still have a drink, Ofelia, you know, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I can't have a drink.
I hate when people say that.
I know,
they
it's
don't get
so
that.
hard. It's like you guys, again, like you, it's like I've had my other best friend is an alcoholic. She's been struggling with it for years, way longer than I have. But we are literally on the same pace right now. And she says, you know, she goes, unless you want to like take me to the hospital in a few hours or realize that they don't know where I'm at tomorrow, I'll have that drink. And she'll say it in a very casual, like funny way. And then the people go like, oh, wait, you know, and the last time I did.
You went on a bender, right? A crazy one. How long were you out there for?
Missing?
Your last bender?
Missing with a missing persons report, 5 days.
Wow. 5 days.
5 days. And no food, nothing. And my daughter cut my credit cards off, so they kicked me out of the hotel, and then they found me.
How did you not end up in the hospital?
I did end up
Or
in
a
a
psych
hospital.
ward,
I
like I
did.
did. You
Mike,
too?
I did.
You ended up in the psych ward here in Santa Clara County?
Yes.
So did I. Not to laugh, but
It is. It's freaking crazy.
me too. I woke up, I was like, what is this place? Because I didn't know.
I had
they
a
found me-
green outfit on that was real cute, matched my nails. Shout out to my girl, Jules, for jeweling me up today.
That's
but we
funny.
do this at my salon too.
That's cool. There you go. What's the name of your salon?
Beauté Bar. Beauté with a French accent. And I call it a French concept because I wanted to bring the French concept back to America, which is slow it down. And it didn't take long before I was on the laptop getting my pedicure and trying to multitask 3 times. And I said, this is exactly what I was trying to preach. Enjoy the moment.
Yes.
You know, so quickly we're rushing. We live in the Silicon Valley, for
We're
God's
always
sake.
rushing. I know.
How many phone calls can we be on? How many this? I've seen Janine do it too. I love it. I'm going to put her on blast.
She walks.
She'll walk and work.
She has to.
Which is amazing, by the way. For me, it's when you come to my salon, I want you to experience what's in front of you, which is if you're paying for it, and her and I have talked about this, is like if you're paying for it, enjoy it. If you're going to have a conversation, make it meaningful.
Yes.
Make what that person's telling you in that moment count. Make every day count. We're only promised today.
That's it.
And that's
no
biblical.
one looks at it.
That's
Yeah.
biblical.
You're
you know,
right.
again, I'm a Jesus freak, so I know a lot about the Bible. I've been born and raised Catholic, went to a Catholic school my whole life.
So is she.
Yeah, my whole life. So getting to know the Lord and giving it to God was not hard for me. But when He spoke to me that day when I wasn't supposed to die, this isn't by the way the first time where I've had God shots and God moments where I thought I hit my rock bottom, but I didn't.
You've had those before.
I have.
Before this 5-day bender.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't your first round.
Nope. I'm a relapser, you know, if you want to call it that. I like to play with fire, I guess.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, seriously, again. This time was worse. My husband asked me for a divorce. You know,
Gut punch.
And what Janine said to me the day I saw you guys at the detox party, perception again, right? And that's why I love talking to her and you, because it's 2 different perceptions. And she said, not everybody's willing to get on that roller coaster ride, you know, with an addict. And it's true. Not everybody's made to be your wife, my husband, you know. Thank God for love, you know, and real love. And, you know, I do believe in serendipity, and I do believe that we met. And we do have a beautiful love story. I mean, when I talk about our love story, it's amazing. It's beautiful. And to love someone that much through that, you know, and then there's other people who will say, oh, well, he enabled or he this. Well, that, you know, again, this is lack of, number one, education. You can't judge until you've been in those shoes either. You know, I mean, I don't know Janine and your story completely. I know a little bit, but, you know, again, it's like you can't judge. You can't judge us. You know, some people maybe would have taken me back. Some people wouldn't. We make mistakes when we're on these blackouts.
Yeah.
You know, missing persons report scared the shit out of my family, you know, and it's just not, again, you can't write this up. I said this once. I'm like, where's the camera? Because I thought my story was pretty damn good before I became an alcoholic.
Yeah.
It really was. I got away from a narcissistic ex-husband. I'm a small business owner.
You were married before.
Yeah. I had a huge plus-size modeling career that cured my insecurities. I mean, I had a lot going on. And then it was like, oh, no, we're not done with this storybook.
No, not by all means.
Like Janine said, the saga continues. It really is. It's like, what's the next chapter? I'm like, can we be done with this?
Yeah. Just look at it like this, though. Every day that passes and you beat the demons, you're getting that much stronger. You're building your internal superpower.
Tell me what you mean about that, because I love when you do say we got to fight these demons, because I do believe in spiritual warfare. That's what when you said that
alcohol
to me,
spirits. Did you know that? That's original name is spirits. It turns us crazy. Alcohol violence. I've gotten into many fights. Alcohol. Ended up in jail because of alcohol. Luckily for me, I never got a DUI.
What'd you do? Can I know? What'd you do to go to jail? I'm curious.
Fighting some shit. What did we do one time? We were hanging out with the homies, drinking 40s, and some rival gang members came and were messing. I wasn't even a gang member. I was just with some friends that were kind of affiliated, and they started messing with them. The next thing you know, we're all brawling with these dudes, and I almost killed this kid that night. He swung the little, the tables that they have the screw-on legs from back in the days?
Yes.
He swung that at me. Almost hit me in the head. I happened to block with my forearm. He dropped it. I picked it up. I swung it full force at his head. I missed him by inches.
Ouch. Okay.
I would have killed that kid. I was going to go into blind rage. I was drank 2 40s. Long story short, he chased him back to the house. Windows got busted out, and cops came, and I got arrested. They charged me with all kinds of shit. I was just there like, hey, they attacked us. But, you know, they just...
Yeah.
Alcohol's involved. Like I said, nothing good ever comes out of alcohol. I lost a friend and his infant daughter to a head-on DUI collision. Chick got behind the wheel, plastered, middle of the day. He went to pick up his daughter from daycare. You believe this chick? And took him out.
Yeah.
He died instantly. She fought for a little bit, and the poor wife was left forever crushed.
You know...
People don't realize that. That's other dangers. We're just talking about this. Getting behind the wheel and how many DUI deaths every day.
You know, it's crazy
that... another animal.
You know, and you were talking about the AA stuff, and we were talking about how it works for some people, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe not for you, but some people it works. Yeah. I'm in it right now because I feel like I've made some really good friendships. And there's actually a church now called Recovery... I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's Recovery. It's off of Santa Teresa. Anyway, they mix a little bit of the AA values in with God and the soul, which I think is amazing. I can relate to that a lot being Christian.
Yeah.
But going back to what you were saying, you never know who's getting help and what's happening because or what people are doing.
Yeah.
In those rooms, I just this week heard this crazy story, and I look at this man, and he's a decent, you know, human being, and I'm looking at him, and he's talking about how they would go for joyrides, and their joyrides were, vámonos en el carro, vamos a la montaña,
yeah,
and they straight up would go into the mountains and just see how many red lights they could get away with
while drinking.
Yeah, wasted. That was their game.
Wow.
Let's see how many.
Till we kill someone,
right? And I turn around and look at this fool like, oh my God, you're one of those, you crazy mother. Like, yeah. I almost wanted to kill him when he said that.
Yeah.
But you know what? That room at that moment is doing something for him.
Yes.
You know, we don't know. Some people can't afford Life Oasis Vallarta or the Lindsay Lohan Malibus, you know.
Of course.
You know,
Most.
they can't. You know, mine luckily is you know, when I say affordable, I mean it costs a penny for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not government owned. So
Yeah.
my last bender that landed me in the 5150 hold, and they took me to another rehab from there.
How long you in your 5150 hold?
36 hours too long.
I was in there, I want to say 2 or 3 days. I don't remember. I was so out of it when I woke up out of my funk because, you know, they found me. I did what you did. I disappeared, but I went to go take my life. I disappeared with a mission. Well, I didn't succeed at it. The next day, the maids came, knocked on the door, and they couldn't get in. You know, it's checkout time. I only read the room for 1 day.
Oh, wow.
So
okay,
that's how they found me. And then when they opened the door, they found I was probably unconscious. And I had my Fitbit on. You know those little Fitbits?
Yeah.
My heart rate was under 25 beats per minute. It stops registering. And then I had it on, and then they see a spike, and that means the ambulance got there, probably shot me with Narcan. I don't remember none of that. Then I ended up at Regional.
Oh, shoot.
And Janine said I looked like a whole different person,
Yeah.
old man, shriveled.
Yep.
I don't remember none of the ambulance rides. I don't even remember ending up in that hold. I just woke up, and I was like, what the fuck is this
I don't
place?
remember getting to the hospital after I fell down this flight of stairs. Like I just
Oh,
yeah.
you fell down a flight of stairs?
First, yeah. And hurt myself. I still have battle wounds like from that. Like I could have knocked myself out.
You're lucky you didn't cause a brain hemorrhage when you fell down and hit your head on the concrete.
Again, I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
I'm lucky, and I'm alive to tell my story.
Yes.
Alive to say, you know, that there is help.
Yes.
You know, if you're someone like me, I needed to be behind 4 closed walls and get some seeds planted into me about how I wasn't alone. Because had I done this alone without having other like-minded people, I don't know, Mike. I really don't. You know, more
or
power.
a strong support system.
A strong support. And so what's yours? Because it really does like keep me in awe on how some people can do this without certain groups and things like that, because you clearly have Janine, who's been a huge support to you. You know, my husband had to get some knowledge under his belt, you know, to know like, nah, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And luckily, thank God, you know, he loves me enough to get that education behind him. And you know, someone else said, oh, he's still around. I'm like, yeah, he's still around. And again, perception, everybody's different. Everybody will have their own story to say about her, him, whatever, you know. But
well, I'm glad, man, that he's still around and that you guys are still working it out. And
I mean, it's big, and it's not,
because you would have been hating yourself. That would have been something you would have thought about, like, I fucked this up, you know?
Yeah,
I ruined this.
you know, and then again, I also know that it's more important for me to be alive, you know, ultimately.
For sure.
When I really just put it on that kind of a scale, it's like some people need to lose the last piece of jewelry on their hand, their last watch, that have no car name in their name, no house in their name, be homeless for them to get it. Thank God that's not my story. At least right now it's not. Nor do I want to mess with this anymore. Because I got to see death and say, wow, this could be bad. Yeah. So for me, you know, right now I'm happy to say, you know, but I want to also give people hope, you know, in that if you're middle class, you know, and struggling and you don't know how to come out with it, you know, or even, you know, I've heard some stories where women would be drinking behind their husbands' backs, you know, and stuff like that. And they didn't know how to just be honest and say, you know, I need to get help. You know, I don't know, you know, this 4:00 wine turns into an issue for some women, you know, and, you know, hiding that sippy cup, you know, with vodka in their sippy cups while they go watch their kids play soccer or whatever. Seen a lot of that. You know, I mean, at what point is too much? Or are you, when you're hiding it from your loved ones, you know? I would just say it's the best decision I ever made, or my family made for me, was to do an intervention and to put me through the recovery that I went through. And then it took a few relapses for me to realize, oh yeah, I'm not in control of this. This is powerlessness. Yeah. You know, at its best, you know, where, you know, and just to be able to give other people hope that we're not alone. We're not alone. A lot of hoity-toity people maybe just don't want to talk about it.
Come on, man. Go to their house. If you see liquor all over the house, that tells you right there.
Right?
If you're allegedly not an alcoholic, then why do you have so much alcohol in your house?
Why do we put it on display? Like it's something beautiful to look at.
Because
have you noticed that?
That's the way
too?
we've been programmed for a long time. It's all programming, you know?
Yeah, it's like the bottle with with the two glasses, like it's a piece of art.
Yeah, you're right. That's a very good question. Never looked at it. But a true alcoholic that's trying to recover or is in denial will hide their alcohol in cupboards. How I know this? I had a family member that was doing this, hiding his alcohol all over the house. And then my sister was finding it everywhere, and she knew, like, yeah, this is a problem.
Yeah, let me hide it let me hide it in my water bottle. Let me hide it in this, or let me hide it in the cupboards, right? Yeah. I've heard of stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't do that. I kind of had no shame. I guess I'm loud and proud alcoholic. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I used to.
You just didn't give AF.
I didn't. No. If I drank, I was like, oh, I'll have one of those and one of those and make it a double.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would glorify it, But
yeah.
not anymore.
So it's unfortunately you had to go through all that, but to get to where you're at now, today. So now you have to look at yourself like, I have to push through this so I can help others, because others are going to depend on you. You have to tell your story. You got to push through. Every day you go without, that's one day you're getting stronger. Just remember that. You're building up that fortitude, that mental fortitude.
Somebody said that in Mexico. I just got to see a bunch of friends again. And he was like, Ofelia, you have got to stay sober. So you can tell your freaking story to other people.
Yes.
So many people need to hear this. Like, this is crazy. Now, since then I've opened my second business. And, I'm doing, what I wouldn't say really well. I just started, but it's like, tell people that there is promises. Like you guys, it's like staying on that path of being clean and helping people, being of service to other people. How are we helping? What are we doing? I tend to have word vomit. I can talk a lot and educate. That's one of my passions, is educating people. But it's letting other people know they're not alone. There are ways. Do you need help? I had someone reach out to me and say, Ophelia, I want to hear more about your story. I saw a little bit of a podcast before, and it's cool because she's someone, again, I don't know if she's going to get there or not as far as being loud and proud, but it is, how are you helping others? Service is huge. I've always considered myself a philanthropist, but now it's more like I want to help people just like me and say, you can do this.
Keep telling your story.
Keep telling my story.
That's all we're going to do. We're going to go live one of these days on Instagram.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that way we could keep reaching the mass. I got a lot of followers on Instagram. So it's important people hear this, because you never know. We could save a soul or two. People are lost right now and they're stuck. They're in a funk.
Well, for me, what really, pulled me to you was when you would say, keep fighting those demons, and I'm like, damn, does he get it? Like, because there is a spiritual warfare.
Oh, yeah.
There is, there is this thing called, death, which is, where do you want to go, heaven or hell? Or, if you believe in that, some people want to surrender to a higher power, whatever it is to you, just know that an addiction is a spiritual malady, right? It is something that happens in our brain subconsciously that tells us and tags us with this disease. Some people can be cured right away, and some people need a roadmap. And that's where AA, I think, does help a lot of people. If they don't know what to do, get into an AA meeting.
100%.
Period. God will present itself to you in a way, whether it's a friendship, a person, the way we like to reach people a little bit more on the masses. And maybe it's because if she can do it, I can do it. They look at you, a picture says 1,000 words, right? They look at you when you were out there clubbing and, drinking, smoking weed, and you look at you now. How many guys in their 40s wouldn't go, well, shit, I want to look like that. That's cool. You look better than we look better than most 30-year-olds, to be honest.
This day and age, yes. Right.
It's crazy. We are the modern day 50. That's for sure. We're living longer. And if you don't want to live longer, keep drinking.
Yeah. Keep drinking. It's going to get
that little six-pack don't look cute after a while.
I keep saying that. Keep drinking. That you're digging. I said this earlier. I had this conversation with a friend of mine. I don't know if you feel this way, but I feel like everybody's in a race to the grave in a hurry. And obesity and overweight's a whole other animal. We won't get into that. But that people are killing themselves with food. Not only are you eating bad, and you're gaining a bunch of weight, and obesity is linking to cancer now.
You know, I mean, it's like such a roller coaster ride. How about take out the processed food from our, foods from our grocery stores? But they won't.
No, of course not. It's big business.
And then it's like this whole low fat phenomenon that we had. Remember, it's
big time.
This is ridiculous. And a lot of people just need to be educated. Again, it's education, which is what I love that you guys do. That gravitates me towards you guys too. It's just the body, mind, soul connection.
Food is not the enemy. They just don't understand. They're not educated. Food is actually good. I eat all the time. I eat every day. We both eat. We don't starve.
Yeah.
It's what you're putting into your body.
Eat a lot. I love actually watching some of your guys'
food
stuff.
What do we always preach? Protein.
Protein, yeah, me too.
Important.
Funny you say that. I'm a carnivore. I love my meat.
I
love
you're Argentinian.
Argentinians.
That's good. You should.
And I always said that too. It was like, oh, well, you should try being vegan. You should try this. You should try that. And I'm like, why? I love it.
No.
Do you know something else I noticed about toxins in our body? I bet you if you cut out processed foods and alcohol, you don't produce BO. I'm a living testimony. I don't wear deodorant.
Oh, wow. That I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I believe it.
And I get those lymphatic massages that we offer as well, and it releases all the toxins out of your body. I can tell when I'm not eating as clean. I'll smell.
Wow. I never knew that.
Alcohol and processed food and everything will make you stink.
Crazy.
I don't wear deodorant anymore. And I know a lot of us like that. Like you have given up literally just the alcohol and you're a fit, in shape person. You don't have to wear deodorant. I've met a lot of girls like that over this last year. Interesting, huh?
That is interesting.
Yeah.
And I read somewhere today talking about when you're obese and you start losing weight, your body starts releasing some of the toxins that you're carrying.
And you stink. It's true.
Yeah.
It is so true. Yeah. The toxins are a huge deal, and which I love women to know. And, for vanity purposes, your body looks more snatched because you have released the water that sometimes just lingers. Why do you think we get puffy right after we drink, right? Or eat badly?
Inflammation.
Bad. Yeah.
Especially with alcohol.
The lymphatic massage that I am promoting a lot lately, because for me, I always used to do it for vanity purposes. But then I would tell my masseuse, who is Brazilian, and I would say, what about alcohol? No, you cannot drink. And clearly drinking wasn't a problem for her. And I'd be like, but what about, okay, if I had to pick an alcohol, which one would it be? Red wine. Okay, perfect. So then I'm like drinking red wine like crazy, so stupid. But it's, you release those toxins and your body literally will shrink. So it for like bodybuilders, I bet you that would be an amazing service to offer before they get on stage.
That's true.
I
might try it. I've never done that before.
Yeah, so I have therapists that and I'm going to do it too. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I am actually getting my certification, but my daughter and I have my favorite therapists around the Bay Area that can do it to my level, where I know, because I've done it in France, I've done it everywhere around the world, and I have all my therapists, because they release those toxins, and what happens is you look snatched. The muscles in your body are more defined. Wherever you're holding that congestion, you know how you feel it?
Yes.
Or if your body hurts and you pinch yourself in certain areas and you pinch it and
my
it hurts.
My shoulder's real bad right now, my right one.
Yeah, you release those toxins. It's like lactic acid too, right? You release it. Your body looks thinner. Your face can look more chiseled. I do lymphatic massage on the face for vanity purposes, but clearly for sinuses, for headaches, all of that stuff. You release those toxins in the face and the lymph nodes, your face will look more chiseled. Your saggy chin gets higher.
You're selling me.
It's amazing.
You're selling me. I'm gonna have to. I've never thought about that.
I wouldn't sell you on bullshit, I swear.
Yeah. You notice one more thing before we go. You notice another thing. Pay attention to people. Look at some of your old pictures. Look at your eyes when you drank.
Yeah.
I know you noticed the puffiness. It's probably going away.
The puffiness is crazy.
That's usually like I tell someone drinks. I could see it by their eyes.
You know what? That for sure. I ran into somebody in Mexico that started this journey with me a year ago, and I looked at both of them. It was Scott and Sandra, and I look at and I don't think they'll care. You guys won't find them anyway. But they live in Mexico, American, Canadian American, whatever. And I look at them and I'm like, damn, they look good. Like there's something about them. And then somebody said it to me that I met last year. And he goes, no sé, te ves muy diferente. No sé, Ofelia, te ves muy diferente. And I'm like, what is it that, I go, oh yeah, I've lost weight. Because I've lost a lot of weight during not drinking. And he goes, no, it's in your eyes. And I'm like,
bingo.
It's in my eyes. And I noticed that about my two friends that started this. I met them in rehab. And they've been literally like haven't drank at all. And I go, wow, I drank 4 or 5 times after I started this journey. But when, like I said, when I drink, I'll drink, man. I will drink until I'm like blackout.
Wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't control
See, I can control alcohol. It's not my vice.
Yeah.
Weird because I had an alcoholic grandfather, but alcohol is not my vice.
Yeah.
I could have a drink and be good.
Yeah.
But I gave it up 15 months ago just because I'm like, I don't need it no more. There's no point.
You know, and that's good. Would you say maybe or do you ever toy with the fear maybe it could? Because for me,
I mean, if I catch a buzz, I can go all the way. Like I've been in Vegas where I went 3 days straight drinking day and night.
Yeah.
I never. It wasn't the taste for me. I like the high, I guess you could say. I chase the high, that adrenaline. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I chase the high. I'm in the muscle cars fast. I mean, fighting.
I didn't drink before. You know, my ex-husband was the drinker, and when he drank, he was mean. You know, and I don't want to go into that, but he was crazy mean and mean.
I can get crazy if I get too fucking blacked out.
Yeah.
I've been mean to Janine. You know, I know. I apologize. Like, I'm so sorry. Turn into a different Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type dude.
Right. And that's the thing is that I think for people like us where it's like the whole tag thing, like tag you're it now. Like what if like
the spirit,
you don't
the evil
know,
spirit,
right?
Yeah.
Like we don't know what that little click is going to be. So for me, I'm scared. I wouldn't, because I didn't have to drink. I hated alcohol when it got a hold of my ex. Now, the other thing too is like drugs. Okay. I'm like, do I have an addictive personality? Well, clearly I do, because I can work out like a crazy person too.
Yes.
And then I can do this. And again, like you said, going back to success, that drives me and that makes me yearn and want that so badly. To where I'll not do anything, but like I want it and I can focus my energy, right? Energy, let's flip it, right? That good energy where I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to be successful, and if I can do it, that hunger. Yeah. And what is that hunger? For some people, it's fame. I don't care about being famous. I really wanted to do this podcast to let other people know, that they're not alone. Yeah. That there are normal looking people that have this
successful
disease.
Normal people.
Heck yeah.
With lots of money, with mansions and everything, you name it. It does not matter. Like you said, it does not discriminate. You could be a billionaire, so what? You got that demon.
Yeah, and I do love my name brand stuff, and maybe some people go, oh, you look rich and whatever, but I've had people say that to me. There's some richer people in some of those rooms too. I mean, you would never know it because we're all judging a book by its cover, right? Yeah. But I'm here to just say, nope, this does not discriminate. It, if you need help, know that there is help. Get yourself into an AA room. Reach out to a friend. And this part is tricky because you never know who's enabling and who doesn't get it. And, unfortunately for me, I have a really good friend who, she didn't get it. She didn't get it. She has her own issues with alcohol, let's say, but I would say for sure that not everybody's going to get it. So the best place and safest place would be in a room, unless you have a supportive spouse that you trust and that wants to see you come out of this alive and healthy.
Yes.
And I'm blessed now to be able to say this the same. Likewise, I'm pleasantly surprised with the amount of help that my husband is willing to learn to, for me, because, he's a normie, what we call it, kind of a normie, where, he can drink, he could be, a certain way, but clearly not a blackout drunk. Yeah. There's a difference,
Big difference.
And go to someone you can trust, and there is help. Some maybe you can't afford the Lindsay Lohans, and maybe the 5150s at Regional Medical Center isn't for you either. That scared the crap out of me.
There's some interesting people in there, right?
I was like, I can't stay here.
It's crazy in there. And I like I said, I've been in jails and prisons. That was weird. Like, whoa, that's really psycho. I still didn't realize I was a crazy loco in my head. I'm still in denial. I'm thinking they're crazy. That funny? It's like, I'm one of them.
I'm one of them.
I'm like them, but I'm here thinking like, nah, I'm not as bad as them, am I? I just try to kill myself. What the fuck was wrong with my head?
Right? And I'm like, I just went missing for 5 days.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's okay. Like, I'm still thinking I'm normal.
In denial.
In denial, right? In denial. And it's like some people can go do a line of Coke and the next day go to work like nothing's wrong,
Yes.
but doesn't mean that you're not. If it's not a problem, then why do it in the first place? It is a poison, Again, it's like, can you do it casually? What are you doing casually? Doing drugs, something that's illegal, that's okay. I would say no, keep your side of the street clean. If you can, then why not?
Yeah.
If you are somebody who toys with drugs, and I just thought about this too, but you're considered a normal person. What if you chose to do drugs with the person that does have that monkey on his back?
Yep.
How would you feel to know that you were, in a way, the messenger to put that kid, that person behind bars or dead, ultimately? You were the reason because you decided to do a line of Coke and it was okay for you. Well, it wasn't clearly for them.
Yeah.
Keep your side of the street clean, I would say to people who casually do this as a fun thing.
Yeah.
Socialite or whatever. No, I'm sorry. It's wrong.
Or the people who drinkers who judge people who do drugs. Wait a minute, you ain't no better than them. You're tripping. You're in denial. I lost a lot of friends to alcohol, drugs, you name it. I lost 2 childhood friends who were same age as me and my brother to drugs and alcohol. Took them out. Right around 40s. Both of them, back to back. One within 2 weeks of each other.
Ouch.
Done.
Yeah.
Finished.
You don't know when it's someone's last, day is going to be.
Nope.
How many funerals have we gone to from this fentanyl phenomenon? That's insane. Insane. When I've met a few because you do meet them.
Tons of them.
And I'm just like, you did what? It's crazy and it's killing people. I know actually people who've stopped doing cocaine because it started to get laced with their, in their stuff. And it's like, all it takes is that one time.
One time.
Before you know it, and you're just another statistic. And then you're going to someone's funeral and, how many, our cousin OD'd, so-and-so OD'd.
Yep.
Oh, I wish I would have spent more time with them.
Yep.
Didn't you say something like that earlier?
Yeah.
Like,
I wish I would have helped them, stepped up.
Right?
Or now you want to step up
now you want to
help.
be the good uncle.
Yes.
The good aunt.
I hate these hypocrites. They're
right?
full of shit.
And, someone really close to me, really, really close to me said, I really would love to reach out to this person. I said, don't let another day go by.
That's it.
Don't let
Stop overthinking
don't even think about it. You feel like calling that person, call them. Sometimes it's, but I haven't talked to them in a long time.
So
what if you are saving that person's life?
Yeah.
You don't know what monkey they got on their back,
True
right?
That.
I love that about you too. Is I think it was just a moment where it was like a coincidence, and it was like reaching out to me and, hey, keep your head strong. Maybe it was after the detox. I saw you guys at the detox. All that little encouragement. I'm not kidding. It helps so much.
Yeah, it does.
It could be a tidbit from this person, a tidbit from that person, but it's also being honest with yourself, and knowing that it's okay to be there for someone and not know who you're helping. And maybe you said something and it didn't mean anything. I don't know. But I know that even though we don't know each other that well, and you saying that to me just made me feel not alone.
Yeah.
Those days after my husband asked me for a divorce, I was going through it.
I know.
It was not
I can only
fun.
imagine because I put myself in your shoes. Like, what if I came out of the darkness and all of a sudden Janine asked me for divorce? It would have crushed me.
Right.
I would have probably went and ended myself. Like, I'm already at my lowest. Like, fuck it, I'm out.
Right.
I would have felt like a failure. Like, I ruined this. It's all me.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm counting my blessings today. Yeah. I don't want to lose it all. I'm thankful for friendships and like-minded people like you, and Janine, and people who just get it. My friends who've literally gotten it now, know.
So what would be the final message before we go you'd like to leave it with people?
Educate, for sure. Forgive.
Compassion, empathy. I mean, my father, left this earth with a lot of forgiving in his messages. My father was a professor. He was Stanford graduate. Love that man. He was also my best friend, but also my, no family's perfect. Hey, but again, doesn't matter how educated you are. My father went to Stanford. Most prestigious college in the world, right? Pretty much, yeah.
And he was an alcoholic. and had a few of his own monkeys, but he was my best friend, my hero. You know, my mother, learning how to flip things. That's another message I would love to leave people with, which is learn how to flip things. You know, nothing is used in vain. All trials, tribulations can be used for our benefit if you learn from it.
True.
How you get up. You know, and it's nothing nobody has ever heard before. But if there was anything that I could say, maybe I'm someone's wife that's listening to this, someone's aunt, someone's, you know, nephew or whatever. There are people. I've been able to hold conversations with my son's kids and just be like, wow, he has a common denominator with me, this kid who's been sober, you know, for the last year. More power to you.
Yeah.
You know, good job. Good job. I would say no to drugs.
That's true.
Say no to drugs.
That's true.
I'll be the Nancy Reagan right
There you
now.
go.
It's so funny.
Well,
yeah,
it's
it was
been
fun.
a pleasure. It's a good conversation, and maybe we'll come back to this in the future again. Probably when we're in the new studio.
The new studio, yeah. Get out of the way. Let God lead us into moments like this where you don't know what your message and who it's going to help, but get out of the way and know that there's a bigger purpose, right? That maybe God's using us on a platform like this to reach the thousands, and maybe you're just having a simple conversation with somebody at a coffee store. You don't know.
You never know.
You never know.
Talk to people.
Talk to people. Oh my God, I love that. I love that.
A-Rod said that. I was at a conference in Miami, a Aspire event, and he said that. He goes, you never know. Talk to someone. If it's pulling you, the energy, don't be afraid. Just talk to that person. You never know what they're going through, or you might be in business with them one day. That's his attitude.
That's the other one. Smile at people.
Yeah.
It's contagious.
It is.
Laughter's contagious.
Yeah, we need to smile more. You're right.
Smile.
All right, you guys. See you on the next one.